Hey guys, D.Bowie here, and this is how Iha fights with Magnus. In this clip, Wee drops his bottle so that PA can feel it, and even without the bottle, Iha decides to contest the rune against OD, and you might be wondering, that's kinda dumb. There's little chance he can actually steal the rune, and at the same time he's losing CS in the lane. But since they are not level 7 yet, he knows the cooldown on Nestor Imprisonment is at best 14 seconds. And since OD used it on the lane to get a CS while he went for the rune, there's a timing window he can abuse and there's no way OD can run away.
I return to the outer top.
In this footage we see another abuse against Astral Imprisonment. The skill is definitely good, allowing OD to run away from a Pudge gank for instance. It's kinda hard to see because the menu was open, but as soon as OD commits to the animation of the skill, Pudge hooks OD, so not only OD can't run away since he's using the animation, he also can't use the skill on Pudge because it's on cooldown and they get another kill. Dire gets a ton of kills on Wiha's safe lane and he TPs in to maybe snipe someone low. Check how he approaches the fight. A lot of people would be right-clicking Lion since the tower, and that would give plenty of time to Lion react and go back to his base because he would be under their vision. Instead, check Wiha's clicking patterns. Even though it's daytime, considering the enemy creep's position, they don't have that much vision around Radiant's safe lane, and because of that, Lion thought he could go to the secret shop. Wiha makes another good decision, which is not skewering in. That would give time for Lion to stun him. Then, after killing Lion, there's really no reason to not use RP since he has an arcane rune going on. And thanks to the rune, he gets another shockwave ready very fast to end him. It doesn't end here though. Bloodseeker TPs in to get a kill on Magnus, and pay attention how he plays this. Level 1 Rupture deals 30% of how much you move as damage. Bloodrite has 600 radius and it deals 120 damage at level 1. While if you walk 600 radius while ruptured, you will take 180. Both damages are pure. So yes, he takes more damage by walking out of the Bloodrite, but check how not being silenced works best for him here. Since Bloodseeker is under the effect of Blood Rage, he takes more damage from the Shockwave, and eventually he gives up on chasing. If Magnus didn't have any mana, maybe standing still and fighting would be a better idea, since being silenced wouldn't change the outcome. Another beautiful showing of Wiha on Magnus. He gets a tower and uses Invis rune right after to maybe skewer OD closer to their tower. Dire had a sentry ward around though and he gets Astral. And the first game-changing thing that happens here is Nyx using Spiked Carapace even though he was under Vendetta. A lot of players forget you can do this. Because of that, Lion took too long to stun, and check how Wiha doesn't use RP in panic. He walks one step towards OD and then gets everyone in the RP. The skill has 410 radius, even though it doesn't look like it. Then, in my opinion, he makes the right call again. He probably wouldn't had enough time to skewer everyone back to their side of the map. So even though he doesn't bring them closer to his allies, he also doesn't get silenced by bringing them out of the Bloodrite. And then he uses Empower on PA before dying. And that might feel like it doesn't make a lot of difference since that's a support PA, but the results are fairly good. Against heroes like Nyx, Magnus and even Pudge to some degree, it's pretty common that Slarks doesn't use Dark Pact to farm the lane, because using it pretty much guarantees a timing window in which you can burst him. And seriously, I would never have the balls to play like Wiha does here. If Slark is not using Dark Pact while he's hitting creeps, it would be really stupid for him to use it while he's walking towards the next wave. And that's his decision making here. He blinks in with no vision, where Slark probably is, RPs, uses Shockwave and the double proc from Echo Saber, and with the help of Nyx, they get a fairly easy snipe. If you're not used to the Echo Saber build on Magnus, you should probably try it out. It has a lot of benefits. Not only he has more tankiness with Treads and Echo Saber, but he's able to be more useful than just an RP. Not only his DPS without RP greatly increases, but his farming speed also increases a lot, without sacrificing mana, which means he can keep farming while at the same time being ready to be a part of kills with his team. Anyways, Nyx was following Lion, and since Nyx managed to miss the Impale, Weeha feels like using RP is fine, since they had a mid lane ward. A quick note if you're not familiar with Magnus: every time you RP, everyone will be placed in front of you, so check how he uses Shockwave instantly. Bloodseeker was around though, and he gets ruptured. He was betting on Nyx sending a bunch of Impales to buy time until Rupture ended, because Nyx even had an axe, but no luck for him. We gets outplayed here. While Dire was rushing, he gets ruptured and dodges Bloodright. Since he could see that OD used Blink, he tries to RP only to get juked. And while a big part of Magnus is using and landing RPs, when you have melee heroes in your team, one of the things that most players in the 3 to 4k bracket forget is to constantly give your melee cores in power. Not only while they farm, but during fights as well. As we saw in the other clip where PA gets a triple kill, partly due to Empower, we see him using Empower twice in this fight, on Juggernaut and on PA. Unfortunately though, they get baited against Epicenter and Weeha disengages. In this footage, PA and him are retreating, and while PA TPs he gets interrupted. One of the good aspects of building Shadowblade on Magnus is that it allows you to have other forms of initiation after you use your Blink. In this game, Force Staff would be a terrible decision because it's horrible against Slark and Bloodseeker. Also, Silver Edge synergizes very well with the right-click build. He's able to get there, assess whether or not he could save PA, and they kill both Bloodseeker and Sand King. He even uses Skewer to prevent Sand King from using another Burrow Strike on PA, but PA, in an attempt to make a sacrifice to the Holy Toad, kills herself to beg for support PA buffs. Position when playing Magnus is essential to get good RPs in the mid to late game, and this is why most people don't like going farming builds on Magnus. Farming lanes reveal your position, and to give Wii credit, he always tried to farm his and his opponent's jungle and ancients. In this clip, check how hidden he is. This clip is more about Juggernaut healing more than Weeha's RP though. When Lion jumps in, check how he's alert but doesn't blink right away. There's no way Lion is going in alone. He waits for another hero to show up and then he goes. He easily explodes Lion thanks to his build, but check Juggernaut's ward. There's no way they would have survived that without the healing ward up for so long. And now we see the difference of a Magnus with this build. He literally right-clicks a BKB OD to death, something that will never be possible with a normal build. This is one of the final fights from this game. Check how Weeha plays this. They think Dire could be rushing, and as he approaches during Silver Edge duration, he spots OD leaving the pit. One of the first things he did pretty right in this game is blinking behind Lion. By doing that, if Lion wanted to cast spells on him, he would have to turn, and then Weeha could follow with a BKB right after, completely nullifying Lion's participation. But Lion had already used all his spells, but that's a pretty good thing to get used to. In this clip though, he actually BKBs because OD leaves the pit, and check how without using Skewer, he gets both Lion and OD in the RP. And actually saving the Skewer saves Pudge later on because he's able to isolate and kill Bloodseeker during Pudge's use Scepter duration. They wipe the Dire's team and they win the game. Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please guys, give it a thumbs up, it helps a lot. If you want to see more of Weeha's Magnus gameplay, check my affiliate link in the description. I can't overstate how this video wouldn't ever be possible without the huge help from the Pugna guys, so please show them some love. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to it. I'm making videos like this almost every day, and I'm sure something here will spark your interest.
In this clip, check how he burrow strikes right behind Sniper, instead of going through him. It doesn't make a difference here, but against most heroes with disables, doing that and actually staying behind the hero gives you time to cast Epicenter, because they will have to turn to use the spell on you, and that's usually enough time for the cast time of Epicenter. In the next replay, you will see me talking a lot about avoiding to use solo Epicenters on enemies, and in this game he already did it twice, and I feel like I need to explain myself better. First, on the next game, the first epicenter happens